Welcome back to the Berg Podcast. Thanks for joining me today. With me today is Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
And doing a little post-Thanksgiving talk today. We were chatting here in the office. And for our family, like the post-Thanksgiving weekend, we immediately go get a Christmas tree. And this became a little bit of a conversation here about Christmas tree preferences, habits, opinions in regards to the whole Christmas tree process. And so I thought that
We want to know, is it like a male female thing? Is it like a certain particular thing? Because last night I had a board meeting for something, and I was talking to one guy, and he had it was like sounded like I was like him bouncing back off me. He's just saying because he had the same theory on it. It was
he had a strong opinion.
He had a very strong opinion. He's like, well, my kids are grown now. He said we do nothing. He said like, he's like, I'll hang a wreath. That's as close as I'm getting. He's
He
like,
doesn't do any tree at all?
Well, no, but he's like, his wife wanted lights on the house. He's like, if you want them, you can do them. I'm not doing that. He said, you put them up and you tear them back down. He's just like being an old guy.
Okay.
But he's like, yeah, he said, remember the Christmas tree thing? He said they want to walk through the whole field. And then I'm down there on my hands and knees with like a handsaw cutting the thing down while they're laughing at me. And he's like, whose fun was this? That's what I want to know. And so I was like,
all right.
huh. So I've heard a couple people have said some interesting things about this.
Well, I think do we all do real trees?
Check. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I thought so. I thought we all did real trees.
In truth, though, Ford and I both have to own that there is a second smaller fake tree. I know this to be true. For both of our houses, there's a second smaller fake tree. Ford's is hilarious.
Yes.
And yeah, we added one. I'm completely unclear why. I think it was actually because of a present.
Third tree? You have a third tree?
No, a second.
Oh, a second. Okay.
I think we added the second one because last year we had gotten like an old piano, and Aaron decided that it should be blue.
Oh, yep.
Which is not the color pianos are. So we had to paint the piano. It was this whole big ordeal.
Move the piano.
Ford had to be like part Santa and help me move the piano. And so I think that's why the tree was there. So it would draw their attention that there might be something in this other room that there's not normally something in. But now we have
now you have a second tree.
But it's a little tiny fake tree.
Okay. All right.
Like Charlie Brown small? Or
no,
yeah,
not that.
Wait, I was saying,
I mean,
how
like
little,
maybe 5 foot, like a skinny
right.
5 foot.
So it's a real tree.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's a fake tree, but it's real size.
Yeah.
Okay.
But compared to the actual tree,
Yeah.
like I don't know, you guys, our family room is vaulted.
Okay.
And so Aaron, it turns into Clark Griswold every single year.
Yeah.
And so I've managed to control it better. I bring a tape measure with me as we have to walk like 6 miles to find a tree, like Ford said. So this after Thanksgiving, immediately after, we met Aaron's cousin and we went to Jaegers in Phoenixville, which I knew was not going to work because I called them and they said we don't have any trees over 8 foot, which Aaron's going to want like a 9 to 11 foot tree, give or take. And so we go there. It was the easiest Christmas tree shopping I have ever done. We literally just walked out there and Bree was like, asked the 2-year-old which tree she wanted. And she was like, this one. And then we cut down that tree. That was it. It took me, I was in and out. And it took me longer to drink hot chocolate than it did cut down that tree.
That's awesome. That's really good.
And I knew that it was going to be equally offset by the inverse happening when I had to find a tree for ourselves. So then we went out to a tree farm in Chester County on the border, Marsh Creek. And Marsh Creek has like, I don't know, Ford knows it as well. Basically, they're landscape trees. And you can just cut down the whole tree and then you cut off the top however many feet you want.
Oh.
And the number of people that cut down 22-foot trees and drag them out of there to put in their house, I don't know what you'd live in that you need a 22-foot tree, because 11's outrageous.
Yeah.
The question is like 22 foot getting in, one thing.
Well,
getting 22 feet out.
Yeah.
Well, and how do you decorate it? Well, Ford knows this. So a couple years ago, Ford, you remember I had this
wide variety of questions here.
Yeah.
The first year that I went with this huge tree in the house that we have now, I think Ford remembers this. I cut it out with like an electric chainsaw. I cut it into many, many pieces and threw it out the window.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get the tree out of that. Once it was like a dead solid thing, I couldn't get it out of the house. There was pine needles everywhere. I couldn't have a fire in my fireplace for the entire month of December because the tree was too close to the fireplace.
A hazard. It was a hazard. Yeah.
So it's a whole ordeal.
Okay. So do you know anyone with a 22-foot tree? Like, do you know someone who does that, puts it in their house? I don't, but I
think I know. I think I know someone who probably does.
Okay.
But I have never seen any of these trees in a house.
Yeah, because all these questions that we all just spit out at the same time, I'm really curious.
It's a
How do
podcast,
you-
but if you could have seen our faces, we're all just like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my tree is 12 foot,
12, yeah,
and it doesn't make any sense, Brian.
12 is big, but it's not
What-
22. I
All
mean,
right,
it's
well,
not. It's not.
Brian, work through. How do you put a
Yeah.
star on top of a 12-foot tall tree? I don't have a 12-foot A-frame ladder.
Well, and the problem with the A-frame ladder. So, was it last year or 2 years ago? We got a pretty big tree for the office here because.
Oh, yeah. And the one that laid over one night?
Yeah, yeah. I know it didn't fall over, did it? I thought. Or
Yes.
did you have to pick it up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
fell over.
Okay, you
Yes.
picked it up because the stand gave
We had the
out.
same stand, and I'm like, we got to watch
Yeah.
it because it fell over at home. And I was like,
Yeah,
and then we
yeah.
had to get a new stand,
That's
the whole
right.
deal.
That's right. I don't know how tall that was. I would guess somewhere in that vicinity, though, maybe 12 feet. And the A-frame is actually like next to impossible to get to the top because you actually get further away from the
The
top
tree's
as you
too
go
high.
up the tree. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. I think we had to use an extension ladder just simply because of the angle,
Yeah.
which is
I
what
thought
you're trying to
about
say,
that.
I think.
I
right?
thought
Yeah.
about that, but my ceiling is vaulted.
You need like
So-
electric man lift in there or something.
I don't know what you need. And then
You need if you gotta get a lift to decorate your tree.
It's too
that
big of a
is-
tree.
Yeah, probably too much.
yeah, and so then we get this tree in, and it looked like a good tree. It's the correct shape, but we realized that once you had it in the house, the branches were too far apart. And here's where we'll start with Christmas trees. Who puts the lights on your Christmas tree, Brian?
I do. Yeah.
Ford?
Nope.
No,
No.
I'm not doing it. I want no parts of it.
Oh, I have to assist, but I am not putting
No,
them in place
no.
because I don't put them in the appropriate
Yeah,
places.
The lights or the ornaments? Because
All
that's
the
like,
above.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
So the lights, I will not participate. Aaron has some. It has to go into the tree and then back out of the tree, and there's like you can't see any cord. It's a whole ordeal.
Mm.
So, and we're just going to blow Erin up right now, right? So we get this tree in the house, and she puts about 2 branches of lights on,
Okay.
and then proceeds to basically throw a fit and say that the tree. This is why we can't buy these trees. These branches are too far apart. You can't make this work. She like stomps out of the room. This is supposed to be like a family
Yeah,
event.
it's supposed
right?
to be a
It's supposed to be
joyous occasion.
a joyous
right?
occasion.
Yeah, starting the.
She
Christmas
walks up
season.
the steps and says, "Girls, why don't you help your dad do this?
Oh boy.
I'm going to go take a bath." Now, I don't put the lights on, right? So we already have a problem
So that's
because we've changed
issue
jobs.
number one.
I know that I'm going to fail at the lights. There's no question about it. I'm going to fail. Now, the second part of this is who puts the ornaments on?
Okay, so we do as a family.
Okay.
Yeah, we all do. But
Ford?
I've been directed at times, but I'm out of that as well.
Okay. So I would rather I get to put on the ornaments
sure,
or Aaron,
Oh.
but not the girls.
not the girls.
Because the girls, for some reason, they like, you know, when they say like when you look at the goalie, you hit the goalie?
Hmm.
They'll put 32 ornaments on the same branch.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm like, what is going on here? This is chaos. You got to spread these ornaments out. It didn't go well. It was not a joyous occasion. I was also watching the first half of the Eagles game when I
Okay.
went to put the ornaments
Mhm.
on, which, you know, I would have been in a bad mood
was- yeah.
regardless.
That was not a joyous occasion either. Yeah.
So we get all this done. Erin comes down. She's like, "Oh, it looks really good." And, you know, the girls are a little bit upset because I've browbeaten them pretty effectively on how poorly they put ornaments on trees. And she sits down to watch the end of the Eagles game. And she says, these lights, they look okay. And I was like, "No, they look bad." And she was like, "No, they look okay." And then about 2 hours later, she's like, "Those lights, they don't look so good." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I said those lights look bad."
Right. Yeah.
I was like, "But we're not taking them off." And then she starts trying to cut deals with me that we would take the lights off. This is a hard. She was using every ploy she had to get me to take these lights off, and I said it just wasn't going to happen.
It wasn't. Yeah. There
Not
was
gonna
no
happen.
deal to be had.
So I got home either yesterday or the day before. I get home, and all of the ornaments on the bottom half of the tree are sitting on a table.
Oh.
Because she took them off because now she's going to take these lights off.
She's redoing the lights.
She's going to redo the lights.
but she couldn't get to the ornaments on the top half.
She could have, but she
Or
acknowledged
chose
I
not
got
to,
better.
or-
Apparently,
As it was a smaller going around.
as
it was
I got a
easier.
smaller tree to
Okay.
deal with, I
Okay.
was able to better do the lights
It's-
more accurately.
Gotcha.
So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm out. I told you I wasn't helping. That was incorrect.
You were helping.
So then I had to assist, as Ford put it.
You were helping, and you didn't get the deal. So.
I didn't cut any deals. I should have cut a couple deals. I thought I had really
Yeah.
taken a hard line on that.
Yeah.
But once she took all the ornaments off, and then she was like, and she allowed to put the girls to put the ornaments back on the tree again, Brian.
And was so. Yep. You ended up with
Yeah, and so I had to rearrange the ornaments again. And so we've made this point that like there's certain things that bug me. Dishwasher is another one. Like a dishwasher is clearly supposed to be organized in a certain fashion that is operationally very efficient.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that Erin tries to put stuff in the wrong place. Like I think she says, like, you know what does not belong here? A coffee cup. And I think I should put this pie plate. Like it's like, are you messing with me? Like this is clearly not what this was set up for. And there's like 8 things in the dishwasher's full. And and I feel like she says it's that and the Christmas tree. And I think one other thing, I think it may be pillows or something. I rearrange pillows all the time or something. I don't know.
Everybody's got their thing.
The little
Everybody's got their
OCD.
thing, right? But Ford used to have to go out. He's the one that started me with the cut your own tree was Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so do you still cut your own?
No.
Okay.
We do not.
But it's still a live tree.
Live tree.
It was alive at one point.
Yes, it was alive at one point. The good part is where we go now over at the Eshelman's.
Plow,
Plow Farms. Their field doesn't have anything of the height that is needed.
Yeah.
So the only things you can get of the appropriate heights are the ones that are pre-cut and within a 20-foot radius of getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Now you still have to walk through those about 14 times, but at least you're only walking, 40 feet 14 times versus a half a mile out and a half a mile back. The other thing for me, I was thinking the other day is that they don't want holes in the trees. It has to have a particular look. But 98% of the time, when you're actually going to enjoy the tree, it's usually in the evening, and you usually turn the lights down or whatever it is so you can see the lights on the tree and all that stuff. Do you really notice that there's a spot in the side of the tree? I don't. I don't pay attention to that. But what he was talking about the fake tree is, so we got this fake tree the other year for the other space. She's still trying to,
Still just 2 trees? Or?
Still 2. She's still hoping for a third,
She's
but we
hoping for
haven't
a
got
third?
that far yet.
Okay.
So it's one of those
If
fake
she offers
trees.
to cut a deal,
Yeah.
take the deal.
Maybe she will. I don't know. But so it's one of the fake trees and has the lights on it. Now the lights, you can change colors on them.
Okay. Oh, like LEDs or something?
Yeah, so you can hit the button and it changes and it does all this stuff.
Right.
Well, she's always had the white lights because that just looks clean. Our daughter realized the button that changes it to look like, a unicorn.
Yes, this is awesome.
Yes. And so she sent me a picture. She's like, I'm twitching because
the lights are all changing.
Not only are they like multicolored, but now they multicolor and blink. Yes.
Samara sent me a picture as well.
Oh, nice. I love it.
She had an unhappy comment about it. I was like, Samara, it's not ugly. That's a very Christmassy tree. She said, same difference. Same difference.
Oh, man. Okay.
My girls do the same thing. The little fake tree can be changed. And I'll walk in and I'm like, why is this thing colors? Because that was the first battle I ever lost. I grew up with nothing but white lights on Christmas trees. That's it. And Erin wanted like big bulb C9. So that's what's on the big tree is C9 colored bulbs.
Well, something that's also changed, and it actually makes a little bit more logical sense to me. We've all done this the weekend after Thanksgiving because, here we have the Friday off, and so you have a little time. But I remember growing up, like we got it Christmas Eve. And you stayed up like Christmas Eve, and you put like the cranberry. You had the thimble and the string, and it was popcorn and cranberries, and you had to like do that.
I mean, no offense, but this is a very Carol Berg thing.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yes, okay.
It's not lights, but it's close. You got red, and
I don't mean that
white.
in an offensive way whatsoever. It just, I knew exactly.
It was a kid project. It's like let's keep them busy for a couple hours. They have
popcorn on a string.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like you had it for like a week. Now it lasted, unfortunately, past Christmas a little too long. But now, I mean, it's good because I was actually talking to the guys out at Mr. Eshelman, and he was saying about he said by the 15th now, we're done. Mm-hmm. He said the 15th used to be like the big day, and he still had some coming up to Christmas Eve, and he said, no, now everybody wants them. A lot of people at Thanksgiving weekend, after Thanksgiving's over, I think we talked about before, we have a hard rule that like no Christmas music, no Christmas lights before Thanksgiving. We want to enjoy the holiday as they come. But as soon as that Thanksgiving's over and you had your turkey, it's time to get prepared because you have that month. So
it's Christmas. It's a short season, but pack it all in.
Well, they do Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Like, I mean, you're immediately and you see everybody usually on Thanksgiving.
Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
Yeah. Usually on the road, so it doesn't matter. But, it really makes a difference because you see everybody on Thanksgiving. So you're talking to people like, hey, what does your child want for this year? Or what, you're trying to find gift ideas out. And so, all of a sudden I saw the debit card and I'm like, oh, there was a lot of phone shopping here this weekend that I was unaware of. But hey, it got done. I didn't have to go anywhere, so I'm not saying a word about it.
Yeah.
So we take our tree down the way that Ford talks about right after Thanksgiving. It's right after Christmas. In my family growing up, my mom would have left it. Erin still talks about the fact that if I got a lot of presents, which as the parent you don't, I would very slowly open them. Like I don't open all the presents all at once because that's Tina would have never allowed that. You
Okay.
Were, like,
Yeah.
you
So
might,
that's another that's another thing.
yeah, you didn't
right?
even
So-
we didn't touch stockings for a week. Like the stockings just stayed. You weren't going to touch them. And there was stuff in them, but you weren't, don't.
So
touch
after, so you like
week
your
after.
Christmas lasted
Yeah, yeah.
longer.
Like New Year's, you
Oh.
might be able to open those stockings.
Yeah.
You'd have to have more video
Wow.
cameras for my siblings.
Oh.
But Erin, because of Charlotte's birthday being right after, Charlotte's birthday is the 7th
Mm,
of January. So Erin wants everything down by New Year's or
Mhm.
right after New Year's so that Charlotte's birthday is Charlotte's birthday. It's not Christmas.
Yeah.
So we're a quick change right after Christmas.
Well, speaking of which, it's a little different, but something similar that I find completely odd, but it's not me, so I don't care. My significant other opens her presents and then puts them back under the tree.
mhm.
Opened. I mean, like they're in the box or whatever, but the crisp, and I'm like, but once you pull it out from the tree, isn't it done under there? And no, it goes back for a little. The toughest part is too, if like now a lot of people have Christmas events like after Christmas.
Sure.
And so you have like these presents you've had for other people, and you're like trying to find, and like there's like 4 presents still left
And
under the
they're
tree.
still sitting there. Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
You're like, oh, that's next week we're going to
Like,
see this
right.
cousin
Yeah.
or
We're not
something.
going to see them for a couple of days, so the wrapped presents hang out for a
Yeah,
little
see,
while.
Christmas Eve for us would have never been Christmas tree because being that my family's Italian.
7 fishes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you have Lavaggio. So we were like, even now I drive to Jersey and we're in New Jersey until 9 or 10 o'clock at night and then have to come back home and deal with Christmas.
Right.
So we wouldn't have done that, but we definitely put the presents back under, and that's another product of my mom. We weren't, you know, like you would play with the present and then put it back. I even remember as kids, like if you got a bike, you'd go ride your bike, she'd bring the bike back in again.
Oh, back to the
Oh
tree.
yeah, it's got to be back to the tree because
Oh.
there could be another opportunity. Well, you haven't opened all the presents.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she really stretched it. So the girls don't do that. The girls, it's like a race to see who can.
They like all at once. Like they
yeah,
just.
it's as fast as they can
Okay.
go. There's the Erin at this point. We don't. I don't know why we videotape it because like it's she has like
Sure.
I want to say an old camcorder, but it's not actually old.
It's not
Like,
old.
It's
but
maybe
it's
3 or
that
4 years
style.
old, but
yeah.
like it's a camcorder.
Like the
which-
handy
I mean,
cam
a
or
camcorder
whatever,
is
yeah.
old by definition.
Right,
'cause
like,
everybody
it's a
uses their
little-
phone.
Right. I mean, it's a little digital thing, whatever. But she just puts it on a stand and it just sits there because there's no use. Like you'd be better off if you used like a VO or trace camera, like for sports,
And follow them around.
and it would just follow them because they're just running, just ripping through things.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they got.
That's
Well,
fine.
I get a lot of personal pleasure out of the fact that my kids are so small that, you know, people spend a lot of time and effort getting them something, and the box is still cooler than the event.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so I'm like, that person went to a lot of effort and like, oh, I'm going to get the perfect thing. Sits over there in the corner and the box gets played for like the next week and a half. And I'm just like, listen, next year,
awesome.
just buy them an empty box. It'll work the same.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, we so my kids are a little older, which is fun because they're like real humans now, and it's kind of fun to hang out with them and like not be so urgent about everything.
And not early in the morning knocking to see if you can come down yet, that type of
Not,
thing.
I mean, I think it's still a very like reasonable early, but it's not like, you know, crack of dawn or anything like that. So, and they still get excited, which is fun, right? They still like are ready for Christmas and all of that. But my brother has younger children, and for a long time we tried to find like the noisiest, most obnoxious
Most
things that we
pieces.
could
The drum set.
find. Yeah. Drum sets. That was a good one. We gave Declan a drum set one time. It ended up back at our house.
Well, see, the good part is you have the older kids, so they can't do
Yeah.
the retro
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
My wife spent a lot of years doing that to her nephews and nieces that are older. So now we're getting the back end brunt of it, and it's like, how quick we got to buy those dead batteries from like Amazon, where like, you know, they don't go in, they don't work type thing.
It's gonna last for like an hour and you're done. Yeah.
Well, it's, you know, with Ford, Ford and Tamara were so like just together.
Mm.
Always, like even the whole time we've known them, they're just
Mhm.
they're very together. They have a plan, they have a schedule, they're on time, all those things. And as we had kids, we held it together for a while, but once we got to 3, it became chaos. And you know, Ford would talk and we couldn't do as much as we would do together previously. But now it is funny to talk to Ford sometimes when you know the kids have got him. Like they've run him ragged. He's about burned out. And Erin and I will talk back and forth about funny things like, if you could watch Ford have to put together the Christmas stuff, right? Like the nightmare thing, like the toy that you don't want to put together.
Do you put it together ahead of time or like on Christmas after it's been opened?
No, so there's been a couple late nights on the Christmas Eve because
Yeah.
you have to like put it together. Then we bought it like a kitchen set for the kids, and of course it came from like an IKEA type place where you had to like all the
Yep.
pieces,
Yeah.
and then some of the pieces were missing, and then it was like, did you lose them? And I was like, no, I didn't lose them. I have everything right here. I've got much better at that. Like I have little buckets. I open the plastic things in to make sure I don't lose them because
Need one of
before
those like magnetic belts
Exactly.
or whatever, so like all your screws stick to it.
Well, because it's funny because you would think like, I'm telling you the truth. I think if you said the three of us are in a room, we're all going to build something. Who has extra pieces? I am most likely going to have these extra pieces. Ford probably will also.
Mm.
Brian's not going to have any extra. Brian's going to have used all the appropriate pieces.
he'll have actually read the
He'll have
instructions.
read the
unlike the rest of us.
Ford will probably know instructions exist. I wouldn't have even noticed there was instructions there. I'm just going to wing it. I think I can put this together. So the idea of that whole process, because it happens to all of us, whether you're organized or not, you're putting together something, and you really, you want to, but you really don't want to. You want no parts. I still remember my dad because I was significantly older than my youngest brother. I make it like one of those bouncy horses. It was not that. I don't remember what it was, but he broke it Christmas Eve. Like, cause I was old enough that I was probably like maybe 14 or 15. So my brother would have been like maybe 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to put something together and he outright broke it. He got so mad that he like smashed the thing and then it broke. I just started laughing because it's Christmas Eve. You're not going to get another one now.
Yep.
Now you broke it.
That's
So-
he gets the broken one.
he gets the broken one. I don't know what's going to happen, but
Mhm.
it does push you. We started out on Christmas trees, but it's a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
So are you white lights or Christmas lights? Going back, white lights or colored lights?
Yeah, so we're white lights. We for a long time. So I grew up with a real tree. But when Allie and I got married, for a long time we did fake tree, and I don't even know. It's probably like 5-6 years ago. I was kind of like, maybe it was longer, maybe 10 years ago. I was like, I think I'd like to do a real tree again. And it's kind of become a thing again for us. We would walk out, we cut it down. We've gone to plow farms for several years, many years. I don't know, and other places before that. But kind of like your experience, Ford, like the one you're looking for doesn't necessarily exist in the field anymore, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it ever did, but that's neither here nor there.
I like the colored lights. So and this is a little bit of a carryover from like my childhood, I think. So like I love the colored lights and the ornaments. We decorated the tree when we were younger. It's kind of like a family thing, right? My mom would get out the box of ornaments and we'd all stick them on, and it's everything, right? It's everything from like the craft ornaments that we made when we were young and the baby's first Christmases, and it's all of them. And so that's exactly what our tree is now, except it's white lights. So my daughter and I had to run to the hardware store and get another string of lights because one of them didn't work and all this stuff. And but yeah, we get the box out. It's every ornament that the kids have made, and some of them go on the back of the tree instead of the front of the tree, and like the random assortment of Christmas type stuff that we've picked up along the years. So it's exactly who we are, though. Like it's funny.
Yeah, so with us, there's one box of like all the balls and everything, which are all plastic because we know the girls will break them, and then there's another box that's all the ornaments they made, and then there's another one that says Delicate on it, like it's a plastic box. Girls don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
They always go right for that box.
Yeah, of course.
They want to put it on. I'm like,
You just got to change the title and flip it to the plastic box and say it's
I'm
delicate.
going to put like vegetables on it or something. But the other thing is we did switch to even the C9s now or LED because I just got so frustrated with switching all those big C9 bulbs. Erin wasn't happy about it in meetings. She says the color's not exactly the same.
Oh, remember the old days too? Like you had to chase down the bad light bulb or whatever, right?
Oh,
like,
finding the bad one.
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing before. Now we do like the little LEDs and go from there. But I remember that you like screwing them in, like working down a whole run of them to make it work, and it was like, oh man. But I think the original question really was like to the fact that like, is it like the romance of the idea is better than the actual thing, and so you got to get past the actual thing because it does look nice. It has a lot of history. It has, family experience with it. But if you got a plastic one, you pop up in 5 minutes and it gets the same distance. You're like, nah, okay, let's think about that. Especially like we were talking about how expensive they've gotten.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
And, the cost for what the benefit of isn't very bad. But I remember, why I have gray hair, but it's like, you spent like $30 and you tipped the guy $10 and it was like you had your tree. and now that's not even close. And you're
Yeah.
like, what happened? Like,
Yeah.
how did that jump so quick? I mean, it makes sense because everything's done that, but it's just like some reason the Christmas tree hits you a little harder than some other things do.
It doesn't take long to do the math and figure out that, somebody had to like
Trim
nurture
it.
this for an entire year or probably multiple
Well, they
years
said
in
8
all
years,
the
right? I was reading an
yeah.
article about
It's
this.
usually a
It said
foot a year, they
Yeah,
say.
Yeah.
like
They
multiple years, 8 years.
to get an 8-foot Christmas
Sure.
tree. So
And
land value.
right, yeah, like we were definitely running out of open land to grow Christmas trees, right? And Ford, you and I were talking about it, like I know plow, they still have, you can still walk out, you can still cut it down, but they do. I think they bring some trees in now
They
to
have
help
to.
supplement the growth hasn't caught up to or whatever, and yeah.
Probably, Brian, I feel like it's like indicative a little bit of what's happened, like with our society. Like if we were patient and would buy like cut trees, then we could get back to the point where we could have trees that we cut again. But nobody wants to wait.
Right.
But there's no way to advance. So people are bringing in trees that are pretty big, replanting them, then you go cut it down. Like it makes no sense what's going on. And that's why they're so expensive because, you walk through most of these tree farms and there's not 8 to 10 foot trees anymore. So if you want one, they came from somewhere because they can't stop anybody, from buying them. One of the things I had written something, I have that board in my office.
Mhm.
And recently I wrote something about a job just to make me remember as we were closing it out. And I feel like I need to like make a reminder to myself to like just take a deep breath next year with the Christmas tree, right? Because like you say, like at the end of it, sort of Ford said it, like the romantic side of it, like
Right.
it's going to be this tree and it has that nice glow to it and it smells like pine and it's Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's going to get to be Black Friday next year and we're going to have to go to a tree and then I'm not going to be able to find the right tree. And like you're going to do the same thing again. Like it's, was it you or one of you said, I think Dave Ramsey said Christmas comes every year or something, like you got to be able to plan for something, like, so it's one of those things, if we were to remember, like it's going to be a mess. The kids are going to put all the ornaments on one thing. And like probably on your side,
Right.
like you look back to that fondly, whereas I'm like, God, we mess up this tree every year.
Well, I actually, this was the first year, I think, that Gavin wasn't home to decorate the tree with us. Like we got home, he had to get back to school. He had stuff going on. So I said to the kids, I was like, there is nostalgia for me, for sure, for having the real tree. I think it's nostalgic now for them because they've, for the most part, grown up with it. But I did say to them, I said, hey, like, we don't have to do this for me. Like, if this is just a me thing, we'll go buy a plastic tree and we'll have that one for 10 years too, and they're like, no, we want to go. But it was kind of cool because it didn't have to be like extravagant, right? We did, like, I told Ford, so they met me here at the office and then we drove up to Plow Farm, got a tree, and we got sandwiches when we were done. And it was 31 minutes from the time Aiden texted me to tell me he was at the back door till the time we got our sandwiches at Noose's. so because
there is hope. That's what I'm hearing out of this.
So
Hope.
So like, and that's what I was starting to say a little bit earlier. Like my kids are like human beings now, right? They want the thing, and it means something to them, but it also doesn't have to be like a whole extravagant process. We don't have to ride it out on the wagon.
Yeah.
We don't have to get like pose up with the stall in our hands, drinking hot chocolate. Like we can enjoy the moment, get the thing we want, and then go back to like the rest of it, enjoying the decorating, putting the lights on.
Yeah, I had a couple of thoughts here.
Yeah.
Number one is, could we just get trees in like the, I don't know, 6 to 8 foot, like, 10 or 20 trees, and we just plant them out front, right? And then
we have some.
And then
You better watch. People are going to miss some trees next year.
trees. But I also thought Ford, like if Ford got them planted, I mean, you got 14, 15 Christmases with the kids where it's going to matter. Just get Preston to go deliver you and plant the trees out front, and then you just walk in your own front yard. Just go cut down a tree in your front yard. Or I could be onto something here.
Yeah, I'm thinking that whole shtick that you have to do. I told him something. What did I say to him? I said something to him. I was like, oh, yeah, we got to go do like the whole dog and pony show. And he's like, it's not a dog and pony show. It's a Christmas experience. I'm like, okay, same difference. But, it depends on how you look at it. But, the apple cider and the little fire pit and the whole deal out there.
I texted Preston and I said, do you have 9 foot trees I can cut down? He just said, I don't.
But, yeah, no, I think it's literally, will be one of those things that will be beneficial later, but it is every year you get through it and you're like, you got to get like a week or two past it, I think, till it's truly,
So it's behind you.
so you're like,
We
all
have
right,
a-
it's
we have a-
wonderful.
We have a friend down the shore, and Ford knows her. She's a nice girl, and she's dating a guy that has a Christmas tree farm. And every time I say it, you should see. I can't even make the face of what girls look like when you tell them that someone you know is dating a guy who owns a Christmas tree farm. Like, guys out there listening, if you're
Uh-huh.
like 18 to 22 and you want to be really popular, you could either have a sister like Brad had that worked at Lily Pulitzer, so you can get Lily Pulitzer discounts, or own a Christmas tree farm. If you do one of those two things, you like turn into the guy on Hallmark.
I said that or be a diamond dealer. I mean, that's
Yeah, well,
what I-
that's
okay.
the closer. for
That's
it.
Well,
the
I think
closer.
the funny part is like you think about all the Christmas commercials, like over the years have used like the whole Christmas tree thing. Like you think about it literally, like it's snowing when they're out getting the Christmas tree.
Mhm.
You don't want that because then that snow comes in your house or whatever it is. But you're like, oh, they're out there. They've really romanticized it on
For
all
sure.
of media as well.
Well, and part of me thinks, wouldn't it be really neat if you really, like Ford said, I wander around the woods. Like if you really just walked into the woods and found a tree, right? I mean, it would be really hard to find a tree but it wouldn't look the way you want it to look, which is,
Oh, one year back at the farm, we were doing a job and they had like 30-foot high pine trees, and we just pushed one over and cut the top
Yeah,
8
it's
foot
not-
of it out.
that's not surprising.
It was practical.
Yeah,
It
I can
was-
see Tom not even
It
using
was
an actual pine
present.
tree.
It was practical. Yeah.
Ford could have had a nice cedar, maybe a small oak.
All I knew is I didn't have to chip the rest of that tree, so I was happy. If I didn't have to run through the chipper, I'm good.
There you go. You took the top. All right, that's the Christmas tree. I think we may have we
Beat that
we
down.
might have exhausted that one, right? But
But
the
it was
Chris-
fun.
it was fun, yeah. And I think it is a reminder that like do the things that are important, but don't make more out of it than you have to. So, thanks for joining us, folks. We appreciate that you listened, and we hope you got something from this. And join us again for another episode.